Hello, hello, hello. What is today? I don't know what today is. Thursday. For those of you who are watching now, which I don't think anybody is, but whenever, wherever, and whenever you may be watching this video, happy whatever day it is, whenever you watch this to you. Um, Today I'm going to talk about the business idea number 15. And before I get started, I want to say that there are an unlimited number of ways that you can make money online. I mean, it just boggles my brain. There are kids that are not even out of high school yet that if you look at their data and look at if you just kind of do any kind of extrapolation, you realize that they're making an insane amount of money, and they're not telling anybody. I mean, they're not promoting it. They're not saying they're getting rich and all this kind of stuff. But just by using the tools that are publicly available, some of which you have to pay for though, uh, you can just kind of tell that from extrapolating from all the information that you can get from their public stuff, that they're just making an insane amount of money. And some of these people aren't even in college, or they're just like 18, 19, 20. I mean, just crazy. If I was that age and the opportunities that were available to me back then, I would not have even gone to school probably. I mean, I'm glad that I did, but nowadays you can learn everything online. I mean, you can get a degree online. There's just so much you can just do from the comfort of your own home. But anyway, this isn't a video to sell you on all that. If you're watching this, you're probably interested in that anyway, and you probably know all that. So today I want to go over selling on Etsy, and a lot of people like me out there aren't very creative. Everybody thinks of Etsy as selling little knickknacks and things like that. Things that you make by hand. But that's not necessarily the case. You can actually get someone else to do it and sell, or kind of drop ship. Actually, it doesn't allow drop shipping, but they do allow production partners, and that's kind of what I'm going to go. kind of what I'm going to kind of what I'm going to go over today. And so you sign up for an Etsy account. You're allowed to have two accounts, and one if you create digital products, which that's a whole another video. But two, you can use this service called, I just lost it, called Gearbubble.com to create your products and list them on Etsy and that kind of thing. So, and if you don't have the creativity or that creative mind, like I don't think I do when it comes to making T-shirts and artsy kind of stuff, I'm not geared that way. But you can get some ideas and get someone to create it on Fiverr.com on the cheap, and then sell that design, post it on the Gearbubble, the website I'm getting ready to show you now, or make it with Gearbubble, what I want to show you now, and sell it on Etsy. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do some research on Gearbubble. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. The camera's not wanting to cooperate. Hold on a minute. So Gearbubble is a pretty neat thing. Like for example, right here, and one thing I want to mention that a lot of times when you're using sites like Gearbubble.com or whatnot, you can create all this stuff all day long, but if you don't have anyone buying it or an audience, then it's going to be very difficult. And unless you have like a huge Facebook following, or which I don't, or you have access to one or something, then or you have money to market on Facebook, then you're going to have a hard time, making sales. And that's where Etsy comes in. They have like a built-in audience for you to sell your wares. I mean, it's like basically having a shop at the mall. And with the recent Roseanne episode, talking about Etsy, they mentioned Etsy several times. I think it's even only going to get better. So, this is one way that you can kind of have your cake and eat it too. You don't have to, you don't have to sew and create all these things. All you have to do is think of a clever design, and on on Fiverr, get someone to make it on Fiverr, and then upload it to this Gearbubble.com and sell it on Etsy. So I'm going to go through here and look at their top sellers, so maybe you can get some ideas of what's selling. I think a lot of military type stuff and wedding type stuff always sells. I mean, you can just kind of go through here. President Donald, that's selling Inauguration Day. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, it looks like thank you, President. So I mean, so it looks like there's just a lot of things being sold, and you can kind of get some ideas. And don't worry if you don't have the the design skills or whatever, because I couldn't make something like that. Thank you, President Barack Obama. I don't have the skills to be able to make that, but I can get someone to make it for me on Fiverr, something very similar, and post or paste it on here, on a T-shirt or a coffee mug or something, and sell it on Etsy. So it takes me like maybe 5 or 10 minutes to do that. And then you put the order in Gearbubble, and you process it all through. You process it. You fulfill the order through Gearbubble, much like you do on Shopify or anything else. Or if you're using Amazon FBA, you fulfill that order on Gearbubble. They take care of all the production and all that kind of stuff, and then you notify your customer on Etsy that you shipped it, and you're done. So, and you can even get someone needed to fulfill orders for you. If you have a lot going on, it might behoove you to get someone, to fulfill the orders for you, and just you're just the ideas person or the general contractor, so to speak, and let everyone else do all of the grunt work. This is kind of like what I do. I mean, I don't code. I can't code. I can look at something and get my way around it. Look to see if there's any funny business going on or anything like that. But as far as sit down and write a piece of code for a PHP program, PHP script, I can't do that. But I can get someone else to do it, and I know what to ask for and all that kind of thing. So anyway, I shouldn't read my messages while I'm having a video. I need to turn all the stuff off. I have my messages from my phone and all that kind of stuff linked to synced to my computer, so I can see all that. And I always forget, but I need to turn it off. So anyway, Etsy plus Gearbubble. I mean, you could do pretty well, and I don't believe that there are any minimums. Like a lot of these places, you have to have a minimum of 50 orders or 30 orders or 20 orders, which that would not work on Etsy. I mean, you're not going to get. They want their product immediately, so I'm assuming that that's not the case here. Okay, so Etsy plus Gearbubble.com, and there are other places like that, but there's other places like Gearbubble, but you have to keep in mind that a lot of times they require minimum orders to fulfill their product. I know on Etsy that would not work because they want their product immediately, as if just like Amazon or eBay or any other e-commerce site. They don't want to wait. They don't want to do that. So anyway, Etsy plus Gearbubble.com, and you don't have to have any specialized knowledge. You don't have to be artistic or any of that kind of thing. If you are, it really helps, obviously. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. There are a lot of ways that if you don't want to go the Etsy route, that you can create your own store using basically a production partner like Gearbubble.com and through Shopify or whatever. But again, they don't have built-in traffic like Etsy does. You're responsible for getting your own traffic. So next time I'm going to discuss, or in the near future, I'm going to discuss how to get traffic to your Shopify store, your e-commerce site, or whatever, without having to spend an exorbitant amount of money or have like a huge marketing budget, which always helps. So I'm going to talk about that next time. If you want to to make sure that you are in on that, you can subscribe to this video, this channel, get on my email list or whatever. So you'll know, and I'll be able to help you learn how to maneuver through all this stuff, and maybe I can impart some of my knowledge and the mistakes that I've made to those of you who are interested in having a full-time income or even a side hustle, or like I like to call it, just other options. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Bye bye.